We're back on Sarah's Island Rescue, and I'm ready to tell you about how we got to here from where we started. Hands up if you love it when a plan comes together. I always want to feel connected to my surroundings, to what the essence of the place is. This place is a cottage. It's located on a freshwater lake. It's part of Lake Huron in the Great Lakes here in Canada. This place is about water, sky, rocks, and trees. It's all nature, all the time. We are far from the mainland and we are at the mercy of Mother Nature. Feeling intrinsically connected, always, everywhere, is core to what my design goals always are for designing a cottage. Originally, I felt this entire building was completely and totally disconnected from its surroundings. This room was a sea of everything not cottagey to me. It was pink, it was green, it had Caribbean art, it had tropical flavors, and no part of it felt like it was anchored here on the rocks in Canada. When you're setting out on a design journey, think about where you are, how you want to feel, how you want to live. Those are the key components that will help you. As you look around here in the living room, what are you seeing? You're seeing natural and neutral tones. People have said green is a neutral. I think blue is a neutral because it is the key to our natural surroundings here. It's the sky and it's the lake, and all it is shades of glorious blues. I have a deep, unwavering passion for blue. Every shade, every tone, every hue, every mutation. The ones that feel perfectly captured and extracted from nature. And that's what I've tried to infuse here in this room. I think what makes a room really great is good bones. And that's what drew us to this building and to this place and made us want to rescue it. And oh, what a journey it has been. This room is truly blessed by getting light from every direction. It has a pair of doors flanking a fireplace looking west. It has an entire wall that faces south and an entire wall that faces north, and it is open to all the space to the east of it and always feels bright and airy. I said bright, it got brighter. The moment we walked into this space, it felt familiar. It reminded me of our first farm, Paisley Acres. It reminded me of our current farm, Starlight Farm, and it reminded me of Sarah's Island 2.0. I am a dedicated symmetry lover. This room called out for a very symmetrical placement of furniture, and it's not at all what was here when we started. We got rid of a massive built-in unit that was too tall, too big, too bossy, and altogether too green. We took the general store counter that used to separate the kitchen from the dining room, and we moved it to act as a separating unit between the dining room and the living room. Now, these two rooms, interestingly, feel more connected, yet they have a visual separation that helps just create that distinction between the two spaces and allows this big living room still to sort of hold you in. By removing the original unit, we were able to make symmetrical stairs on both sides of the room. Now you can access the living room by two pathways, and this just creates better flow for us using the space and when entertaining. I have lots of different sayings that I apply to the way I approach design. One of them is, if you build it, they will come. I like to take quirky little areas that could go underutilized and turn them into something special, creating destinations. Placing pieces of furniture in spots that they will attract you. So in this sunny south-facing spot, I put a pair of vintage chairs, and they're swivel chairs. Just two chairs and a little table. One of the ways we achieved flexibility in this space was a mix of old and new. And in this room, there are a number of new components. The rug, the coffee tables, the sofas, the lamps. And then there's a whole heaping helping of vintage. These older items are the ones that I think sprinkle in the character, the personality. It's what makes it feel more layered, more unique. I found these treasures in consignment shops, Facebook Marketplace. The fun part is the finding part. We're gonna buy this. I think I paid $400 for this pair of chairs. They are in fantastic condition. Never hesitate to ask the seller what sort of condition it's in. How are the wraps on the rattan furniture? Vintage rattan swivel chairs are fantastic. They're lightweight, they're easy to move. I think they're sculptural, and I can be talking to you facing this way towards the back of the room. I can easily swivel and face a bigger conversational group here looking towards the fireplace.
Do you know who also liked swivel chairs?
No.
Dr. Evil.
So we have 2 pairs of swivel chairs, but we also have a pair of non-swivel chairs. And these are great looking rattan armchairs that sit fireside. The heat of the fire comes through the open rattan and it's not heating up the fabric. What delivers the comfort in these chairs is a loose seat cushion and a loose back cushion. The covers are cotton or a cotton linen blend, hard wearing yet super soft, durable. I can simply zip them off, throw them in the washing machine, throw them in the dryer, and put them back on, which means that my furniture will always look good as new. It's not high maintenance, but it is hard wearing, and that's what I'm always looking for. We have not 1 but 3 pairs of vintage rattan chairs in this living room. The pair that's sitting in the south-facing window, I painted them the same color that I painted the side tables. The side tables were a hodgepodge mix. I got 2 pairs of 2. They were definitely $50 and under, and they have great lines. For both of these sets of tables, I topped them with new marble tops, and these marble tops are made from a remnant that was left over from what we used as the counter in the powder room. I am always trying to think of how I can best repurpose materials to make them stretch as long and as far as possible, especially when they're investment pieces like a piece of marble. You need comfortable, deep, loungy sofas for a cottage. So you may look at this living room and you see a lot of rattan pieces that is hard furniture in terms of the frame, but then the softness is introduced through the cushions, textures, textiles. Every fabric in here sort of feels like it's been left sitting out in the sun and is a little bit sun faded, like your favorite pair of blue jeans. And that is how I want to express my feelings about how you should live at the cottage. It's nothing fussy, it's all about what feels good. I think we have a couple of game changer elements in the reimagination of this space. We said goodbye to green. With the green walls, you were sort of fighting to see the outside views. It felt kind of dark in here. And we sprayed this entire room and transformed the palette. And now you feel so much more connected to the surroundings when you're inside this lighter envelope. It feels like it's harnessing and pulling those views from outside in. Number 1 tip, always paint. It is a huge transformation. It is always worth painting. If you do nothing else in your space, paint it. You know why? Because it's something you can do yourself. Look at this flooring that we installed. This is European white oak with a wire brush finish to make it feel a bit more rustic. The natural tone of the white oak is highlighted because it has a little bit of stain, and the stain is taking out the yellow and it's making it appear just a little bit bleached. This floor just feels so natural. It's great to walk on in bare feet. And when you're installing a new floor, make sure you have a great team of installers. Our team here that transformed the space for us did the most beautiful job. Custom nosings. The stairs are fantastic. It's about building from the ground up and creating an envelope of space that will be the forever part. Look how amazing this looks. Decorating can always change, but the built-in elements, those are the ones that you really need to pay attention to. Choose the right materials that you know you will love for the long haul. I know I'm gonna love this floor for a long time. In the big plan of how things come together, there are some finishing touches that I always think make the space. That painting above the mantle, that was a finishing touch. It almost feels like an abstract interpretation of the landscape that surrounds us. It has the colors of lichen and trees and sky and water. It's harmonious with everything else we've done. At the bottom of the room and the top of the room are two great elements. The rug really helped define the color palette overall. This is a rug designed by Mark Sykes. It's a flat woven wool rug, and it's reversible. It had the exact blues that I wanted to use in this room, which are sort of more indigo and teal and inky in terms of their expression. These blues feel really like the changeable colors of the water, and the pattern representative of the way the light shimmers on the water. There is nothing fussy about the floor covering or the illumination from above. This is a 40-inch linen globe shade. It's natural linen, and this is done in the style of a vintage Noguchi fixture. Instead of being bright white, it's natural linen, and it creates a glow in the evening. We get to see the most incredible sunsets and moonrises. So having that big orb right here in the living room is a bit of a nod to what is happening in our surroundings all the time. We've got lots of seating for lots of people because we gather here as a group. All of the seating is designed for laid back and lounging. We've got this giant sofa that sits right in front of the general store counter. And this is a piece I bought on Facebook Marketplace. This is a Montauk sofa. I've reimagined it in an open weave linen, a chunky linen. This sofa is like a hug. Look for pieces that have the kind of wraparound. You can just snuggle into them. This is a place to read a good book. This is a place to doze in the afternoon. There's no one best seat in this house. Every seat is a good seat. It's just a matter of which seat do you like best. Have you learned anything? Did you get some good ideas? I like hearing your feedback. What do you like? What would you like to hear more of? Share it with me below. Turn on notifications and subscribe so you never miss our next video, because we got lots more to come.